everyone. Welcome to the Royal News Network, or Royal Fashion News, excuse me, Tiara Watch video. Yes, oh yes, we are live, and oh, do we have an exciting moment today. And we are seeing some of our first pictures of Catherine's full-on look here for the state visit. I realize we're getting on here early, but I think maybe we hadn't changed and done the fall backwards in terms of time zone, so I was actually a little bit off on my timing for this. But we have something so exciting. I just can't wait, guys. I just can't wait because we have a historic appearance of a tiara this evening. It is one of the white whales of tiara watching. There are several of those, including the Stuart tiara. But this one is even more exciting because it is the Strathmore Rose tiara. I don't think we've seen this one in probably close to, you could say, almost 100 years. That's how long it's been since we've seen this tiara. And isn't she gorgeous? We have been told time and time again that this tiara was too fragile for a while. That is what I had heard, and that's why nobody wore it. And so I wasn't sure if we would ever see it. And so we only have seen it, I don't even think the Queen Mother, who was the last person seen wearing it, I don't even think she wore it to an official function. I think she only wore it in some official photographs. She maybe wore it to one thing, but this has been like in the vaults forever. I've been wanting to see this tiara forever. Like, it was in this book. It was Leslie Field's The Queen's Jewels. And so I had been waiting for this tiara for a long, long time. And I am so glad it has been resurrected. Sorry, I was mixing two words there. I'm so excited it has been resurrected today. Oh my gosh. How excited are we? Oh my goodness. This is why we tiara watch, guys, because it is amazing. Oh my gosh. So exciting. Okay, sorry, I moved the thing a little bit, but there it is. So hello, everyone. And we have No Jan's Korean American here, excited for this live. Yeah, me too. Naya 10 says, what are the tiara predictions? I missed it. And the Strathmore Rose, though, was definitely not on my list. It was not on my list. And the reason is that we've been told a lot that it's too fragile. They like basically keep it in the vault. It is very delicate. You can see, hopefully we'll get some better pictures here soon, but you can tell it's just a very delicate tiara, very small. And so like not a lot of, you could say, like structure behind it. And so I think there was a lot of thoughts where it just couldn't be worn anymore. And this proves that clearly is not the case, because I had always been hoping that wasn't the case, and we are right here. And so Kato says it's a Strathmore Rose. Yet it is. And we have Madeable here as well. Hello from Iowa. And we also they have photos on IG already. I know. I think we fall backwards in the state like an hour. And I wonder if I was like off on my times because I did the same time I did last year. And I wonder if we just hadn't transitioned to that time yet. So that was a slight oversight on my part. And so Lila asks if it's the lotus flower or the Strathmore. It is definitely the Strathmore. So it is just super exciting. Obviously, as well, if you look at Catherine's whole look here, I don't think I like it quite as much as her look last year, to be quite honest. But the tiara makes up for all of that, because I do think we just love as well. Here you can see, and you can tell too how expensive Getty Images are. They are not cheap things. And so we can see here that she has like complemented the embroidery of the dress with the tiara. Probably not quite the same. I don't think I see the same sort of flower motif. Maybe it's right there. You can see a little bit of it mimicking, but this is just incredible. I just am so excited. We obviously have 5 little flowers there, and this is very similar to the Swedish, I would say, button tiaras. They have a very similar flower thing. But I just saw one picture of her in the card. I was like, oh, it's a Strathmore Rose. It's the Strathmore Rose. Yeah, it was supposed to be 4 o'clock. So I think did I put in the time wrong? Okay, yeah. Lila says it's not late, it's 4. Yes, I was wrong on the time, but so excited to see this one. It's so exciting and amazing. Cannot wait to see more pictures. Sorry, I keep updating Getty Images to see if we see more. Let's see if there's anything on Twitter that we might be able to find here, because I'm just so excited that we get to see this. Sometimes it's slower for some of the pictures coming in, but oh, we have the official procession. It looks like Queen Camilla is wearing the Burmese ruby tiara, which is probably not like my absolute favorite. Hold on. You can probably hear it and then you can't see anything. So that doesn't work. So let's see if we can go ahead and pull out Twitter here. So very, very exciting, but you can't get the full. I like want a really nice shot a la Christopher Jackson. He gets some amazing, amazing pictures. It is amazing. Oh, and we have a tip here, Diz fan. Oh, thank you so much. The connection between Princess Catherine and the Queen Mum, two future queens, perfection. Wonder if the dress Princess of Wales is wearing is from the coronation. I guess it could be. It definitely could be. Although, no, it's not, because the dress from the coronation has a V neckline, and this one does not, and it had the embroidery was more of a silver rather than a gold. So in that respects, it is different, but very similar. I could see in a way it might be from Alexander McQueen. Let's see. I don't know if we have confirmation that it is or not. Let's see. We have some more official pictures. Well, no, not quite, but we do have one of Queen Camilla and King Charles here, and our guest here, the South Korean president and his wife. And so Camilla obviously is wearing the Burmese ruby tiara. Oops, I started doing that and just didn't want to do it. So I think she looks gorgeous in red. I'm actually really loving the red on Camilla. I think that looks pretty fabulous. And I wonder if her and Catherine traded off things as like, well, you get to wear I get to wear red for the evening. You get to wear red for the day. So I think Camilla just definitely does stand out here. And it is nice to see her going ahead and dipping quite a bit into the tiara collection. I know a lot of people were really bummed to see her already wearing the girls of Ireland, Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Because a lot of people do associate that one very, very closely with Her Majesty the Queen. But I'm really excited to see the Burmese ruby. I think that one is super exciting. I have mixed feelings about this one because it was technically taken from another tiara I liked better that was all diamonds, because the Queen got these rubies and then she remade that one. So that is something super exciting. AB says, I think that dress is a rewear. That's okay because she paired it with a new tiara and different earrings, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not a rewear. I'm pretty sure I've never seen that dress before. And then Star Girl, so Jessica says, hi, Brittany, all so much from Oregon. So exciting, a historic moment. Yes, I think it looks absolutely fabulous. Linka says, new tiaras of both ladies are stunning. They are. I think they are, absolutely. And I know some people, so Deborah says, is Catherine's dress a remake, Kate, from the one she wore to another state banquet? No, that one was a bit too different. I mean, I guess it could technically, but I don't think so, because there were all those beaded and embroideries on the one she wore last time. So I just don't think they would do that necessarily this time. So I keep hoping we get some better pictures, because we got some great pictures from Chris Jackson last time of close-ups of Catherine's face and the tiara and everything, which were so appreciated. But this time, not quite so much, which I find a little bit disappointing. The Brits just are not great about letting the press into these banquets, which I think is sort of a shame. I don't know why they're so difficult about that compared to the other royal families. We do have Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, as well. She is in here. Ooh, so much jumping around. She is in one of her, I believe, her aquamarine necklace tiara. So that one is exciting, but not super exciting. Oh, look, and we have Major Johnny right behind her. Major Johnny. So guys, if you're just joining, sorry, I jumped on a little early because we got some pictures coming in very, very quickly of the state banquet and Catherine wearing, the historic Strathmore Rose tiara, because that one is very historic, very old. We have not seen that one in so long. Oh, and we have Metabel says, it gives a super sticker. Why, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that this afternoon. It is a super exciting day. So, and that's American Woman says, I'm late. Which tiara did Catherine wear? It is the Strathmore Rose tiara. So we can see this one right here, one of our pictures. Oops, sorry. And she is also wearing gloves, which is super exciting. So I don't think we have confirmation about who designed the dress yet, because obviously as well, Sarah Burton has left Alexander McQueen, and that's usually her go-to, or Jenny Packham. So I don't know if we know who particularly designed that dress yet. I'll just keep going through and trying to head through Twitter and see if we can figure out who that special designer might happen to be. But I just do definitely want to go ahead and get as well, keep one of Catherine's pictures up, because that is so exciting. But we might not have somebody doing some closer up interactions, which is so sad. So let's go ahead and share this picture, because let's just look at this pretty historic, lovely, oops, did I delete the right one? Oh, there we go. Just lovely historic tiara here today. I think that is so incredibly exciting. I was not expecting the Strathmore Rose. I'm still holding out hope for the turquoise, guys. Still holding out hope for the turquoise at some point. But that is one that Princess Margaret had for a number of years. And so we're really hoping that maybe, I mean, this was the tiara that was my go to the Strathmore Rose for Catherine's wedding. That was the one I really, really wanted to see. So, it's exciting that we got this one, and let's go ahead and take a look at this. Oh, I keep doing that, and that's not, you can hear it and you don't want to hear it. We want to see. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of this video here from Twitter, because we want to go ahead and see Catherine is seated right next, it looks like right next to the South Korean president. And so she can be seen wearing that tiara. And there we go. Let's maximize it. So it looks, oh, look at it sparkle there, guys. It's sparkling. That's so exciting. Oh, it's so pretty. Isn't it so pretty? It's marvelous. I'm so excited. I wonder if anybody can identify what they have behind there in terms of drinks. Oh, and we have a pineapple. We have a pineapple. That probably is always there. I just didn't realize they had one of those before. But I would love to see a good close-up shot, and I'm really bummed. I don't think we will get one, which makes me a little sad, guys. And so we also have some pictures here of, oops, nope, Queen Camilla as well. It looks like we're not getting some good details of the tiaras, which is a bit of a bummer tonight. Oh, and it looks like BTS and Blackpink are also at the event, in case y'all were wanting to know. I don't follow that stuff too much, but I do find that very entertaining. So that's exciting. That's exciting. Okay, so let's see. So we have King Charles. He gave his speech. I'm just really hoping. And here we have a video of the arrival procession. And so you can kind of get a opportunity to see everyone coming in. You have King Charles there leading the charge with the South Korean president. Queen Camilla and his wife are there together. We have Prince William, and I don't know who that is with him. And then we have Catherine. And we have Princess Anne. It looks like she's wearing the tiara that was given to her several years ago she opened up something, and I believe that was part of it way back in the 70s, I believe. So the procession here continues. And look at that. Hopefully we get some better video quality at this point, because I'm not thrilled with the video quality. And actually the woman here who is in this looks like more of a traditional German outfit, honestly, that I saw in Munich. So I wonder what is up with that. So that is interesting thing to consider as well. And so it looks like everybody is taking their seats. And it's nice because at one point, a couple of times, Catherine was kind of, because the queen was still alive and everything, she was sort of shuffled and hidden behind this. Oh, it moved. But hidden behind one of the bouquets, and so you can't really see her. So it's nice that she's sort of front and center. And when you see Sophie off here, she's getting her spot right there. That's Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh. We have Catherine, Camilla, the First Lady, and then we have William, obviously, over here as well. So an exciting, exciting moment. But let's keep checking back here and see if we get some better pictures somewhere. So let's go back to the chat a little bit. And Yeah, so it says red and white honor the colors of South Korea. I am not surprised by that at all. Again, royal visits and state receptions are very much about diplomatic dressing. You just want to dress in a particular way that represents not only your country, but other countries as well. And so, so Daily Mail says Catherine's dress is from Jenny Packham. That does not surprise me. And he says, Jennifer says, I'm happy the ladies are using these beautiful tiaras. It's a shame to have them locked up. It is. And it's always a shame, too, that the Brits just don't have as many tiara events as the other royal families do. I feel like the other families, we see just so many more tiara events than we do here. We also have Becky. Oh, sorry. I already read that one. Heather, is there a picture of Sophie? We did show one earlier. So she's wearing her aquamarine, I believe, necklace tiara is what it's called. And Disfan says, do you have a picture of Queen E2 in the same tiara Camilla's wearing? Are you surprised there is no order of Charles? I know a lot of people have been talking about that. I'm not really all as much obsessed with the order of King Charles. Is that terrible? It's just not something that I'm like super salivating over. I think everybody's just really interested to see what color he chooses, and that just doesn't have a ton of interest for me. So, and there's Blackpink right there. And so there is some good quality pictures of the Strathmore Rose. So it has some big dimes in between these flower elements, which is fabulous. And still waiting for. And then we have the Queen there. And let's see. Somebody said Queen E in the Queen Elizabeth in the, what is it called? Burmese. Let's go ahead and check it out here because somebody had asked. We'll go over to Tiara. Let's stop sharing the screen and we'll switch over here to the Burmese. So this is Queen Elizabeth II wearing the Burmese ruby tiara. So that is it right there. Again, she decommissioned. I wonder if she'll have the picture here. Decommissioned this tiara, which had a floral element to it. I think it's actually probably, to me, looked better. I don't even think we have any actual like colored pictures of this one. So Queen E dismantled this one and she had the rubies. And so she mixed in the rubies with this tiara. And I mean, it's not terrible, but I'm kind of sad that we don't have the other one, to be honest. But yes, so exciting to have another tiara here. And we also have another. Okay. Yeah, and in regards to the order from King Charles, also D's fan as well. Thank you so much for the tip because you kind of asked the same question here in the tip as well. And I mean, I'm a little bit surprised, but again, I haven't been following the royal family orders things quite as closely as I feel like other people have. It just doesn't interest me quite as much. So let's see. Okay, hold on. Oh, we've reached the end. I keep trying to get the chat down. And it's like, it's already down. So, Carol says, it looks like Sophie is re-wearing her coronation gown. Well, let's see if that is what we got going on here. So we have, let's see. Yes, I believe you are right. She is re-wearing her coronation gown here, which I think is perfectly fine. Obviously, as somebody who is, you could say, not quite as high up in the line of succession, I think that's perfectly obviously, Queen Camilla also re-wore her coronation gown this year. So here is Sophie. I think she looks lovely. It's a great look, very classic. And oh, you can see a little bit of the Strathmore Rose. Oh, it's so lovely. I just don't know what happened with we got so many more pictures last year. So I just don't know what's happening with that. And so it says, Leah says Sophie needs a new tiara. She actually has quite a few. She actually had more sort of than other royal ladies in the family. Camilla had 2 that she wore frequently. And then she also had her family tiara. She apparently had 2 more, I believe, including the Strathmore Rose. But the Strathmore Rose, obviously, she didn't wear. And she had the Tech Crescent tiara, which we also haven't seen in many, 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 many years. I don't know if I think last time we saw it worn was maybe Queen Mary's mother. That is how old that tiara is and how little we've seen it since. So Metaball asks, is Catherine, so Catherine is also wearing her coronation gown? No, this is a different gown. It's Jenny Packham. Her gown for the coronation was Alexander McQueen. So AB says the royals are very much all about re-wearing. Yes, so many of the royals are all about re-wearing, and it's so exciting to see because I think it is really great that they can re-wear so many things. And so because so many of these gowns are obviously very pricey and expensive, although I will say I am a bit of the opinion where I prefer new gowns for some things, but I can see definitely, especially these events, it seems appropriate to have something that's a little bit maybe newer or grander. But I also love how Catherine rewore and reworked her Catherine Walker number, this red Catherine Walker number. I loved how Catherine kind of rejiggered this one and gave it a new silhouette in a lot of ways by adding the cape. I really like the cape. I think the cape is stunning. I really, really liked this look. I thought it was interesting that the bow peeked out because at first I thought it was maybe a different dress because I'd seen the like the initial pictures. I was like, oh, she's re-wearing the coat dress. And then I looked, I was like, oh no, wait, it's a cape. And I'm like, is it the cape? Is the bow part of the cape? Is the bow part of the dress? I wasn't sure because to me, if I remembered correctly, the bow was a little bit more asymmetrical, which it obviously is, but was like more off to the side. So maybe I was looking at things wrong. But either way, I think this is a gorgeous look from Catherine as well. Ding on dial says, it was strange to see Camilla wear the Queen's tiara that was on the money. I don't remember the name of it. Yes, so it's a Burmese ruby tiara. And Mega says that the Burmese ruby tiara doesn't look bad on Queen Camilla. It really doesn't. I don't think it does at all. Susan says Kate's gown is similar to the gown she wore to the South African state banquet. They are both Jenny Packham. Yes, there are very similar very similar dresses. And so they do have a similar silhouette and look to them, but they are different. And so Janet Black says pictures and text somewhat blurred. That could be my internet connection. Sometimes every once in a while I have some problems. That could be potentially your internet connection. But obviously too, what I'm having trouble with too is some of what we got, even in the official pictures, are not that clear. Because even Camilla's picture one-on-one, the tiara is blurry. I feel like if you are going to be the person who's taking pictures of tiaras at an official event, like you should be able to get it right. Because I noticed a little bit more because I've been taking pictures and stuff, but so you can tell like her necklace is in focus, but the rest of her look is not in focus. And so it is actually kind of a poorly taken picture, to be quite honest. Not that I am the element or the best, but I feel like her face, like basically from the nose up, starts to be blurry. And if you are somebody taking official pictures for a banquet, that should not be happening. No offense to whoever took the picture, but we got some great ones from Christopher Jackson. So I don't know why this person is having problems, but that definitely, I mean, look at that, guys. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. So somebody asked, what was a Princess Anne wearing? Let me look at it again because I know, I want to say it's a festoon tiara, if I remember off the top of my head. And it's a festoon? Yes. And so it's the one, I believe from the distant pictures we got it looks like this one. And so this is one that Princess Anne was actually given for an event. Hi, we are looking at a blank screen. Okay, that might be, again, it might be my internet connection, but unfortunately, there's not really much I can do about that. But here is a picture of Princess Anne's festoon tiara. So that is the one we should have seen on Anne, I believe. From the brief glimpses we got, it is that one, but I'm not entirely certain either. And so, yeah, Kate Palace says, I love the red. The red is awesome. Bayou says, really excited to see that Queen Camilla will be letting out more tiaras from the collection, not seen as often. Yes. Queen Elizabeth, I would say is not, I mean, she was great at wearing the tiaras, but honestly, I don't think she had as much fun with the jewelry sometimes. She wasn't very creative with them compared to some of the other royal ladies we've seen in the other houses, like Queen Maxima. The Swedish royals are very creative about how they use their tiaras and their jewelry and stuff. They mix it up a lot, and we just don't see that quite as much. We don't see that quite as much. So it is something that is exciting to see. But yes, there is Princess Anne's tiara. I believe that she is wearing. I'll have to go through and see because, again, can't get quite as many pictures. But I am so bummed about the quality of the images. Can't even tell y'all how bummed I am about the quality of the pictures. I'm like, wait, where's Christopher Jackson, guys? Yes, so Princess Anne is definitely wearing the festoon tiara. So we can actually go ahead and see that here. That is definitely the tiara she is wearing. We have some pictures of her rolling up to the event here. So yeah, there it is. You can see it right there. And I am excited that we get to see that one again because it is the lovely tiara. Not super exciting, but really nice. But yeah. Okay. So we have Danica says the Queen and Princess of Wales both look stunning. I'm so happy Catherine is finally wearing a new tiara. Me too. Like the Brits again are, and this is true with other families too. I wouldn't say this is just a British issue, but when it comes to some of the royal families, especially the Swedes and the Dutch and stuff, they share their tiaras a lot. And I mean, there's some that are reserved just for the Queen, and of course there should be. Nobody's not saying that. But what's fun about them is that there really is a question of what tiara they will wear because the entire collection, except for the big guns, is usually open to most of the royal ladies. So when it comes to like Crown Princess Victoria, I mean, she has access to any of the tiaras that aren't what we call a big gun, which is her mom's tiaras, or the ones reserved for the Queen. And so she, like, you always wonder what one she's going to come out with. Now, like with Princess Madeline, we know it's not going to be the bottom fringe because that one's usually reserved for the Crown Princess. I know that's like not official, but sort of unofficial. And it's sort of been true that we only ever see that one with the Crown Princess often, although it is seen with other ladies. But yeah, it is a gorgeous tiara. So Star Girl says, unfortunately, there are some pictures showing maybe an inappropriate amount of leg for Catherine getting out of the car on the internet already, and Catherine appears to have no hose on. Worried Jessica. I did notice that, and I will say too, that was not her most graceful exit from a car. We've seen that be better. So it was, I don't know if the dress rode up a lot. I don't know if there were so many layers, things were pulling more. And so yeah, that was a shocking amount of leg, to be quite honest. We haven't seen that from Catherine in actually quite a while. So Alice says, hi, Brittany, do you think Catherine picked the Strathmore? Besides it being gorgeous, is it appropriate for the Princess of Wales? Of course it is. I think it's unbelievably appropriate. And really only like the biggest of the big tiaras should be reserved for the Queen. There are so many tiaras within the British collection that can be worn, I think, by anyone. We also have there's a sapphire tiara that we haven't seen in a long time that was worn by Princess Margaret. And there is obviously the turquoise tiara and just like a bunch of different tiaras. And there might be ones we don't even know exist. Like when Eugenie came out for her wedding in the Grenville tiara, we didn't even know that thing existed in the collection. That is how remote it was. So there could be quite a few in there. And so it is definitely I think it's a perfect option. You could almost say maybe it's more of a starter, but just because we haven't seen it so long, I don't care. Marjorie says, did the late Queen have the largest tiara collection among the European royals? I believe she did. And and not only were they tiaras, but they were like tiaras. She had big tiaras compared to some of the other royal families. I think in kind of, you could, I haven't done the actual official count, so I don't know exactly for sure, but I would say close second and third could switch places probably are the Dutch and the Swedes. The Dutch and the Swedes both have amazing collections, and their collections are large, they're good, they're amazing. It's so hard to say who has more. I'm not sure, but yeah, Queenie definitely had, I would say also as well, the most impressive. The only tiara I would say of the Queen's collection that surpasses the Queen's collection just individually would probably be the Stuart tiara with the Stuart diamond in it. There's no tiara in the British collection that has a 40-carat diamond in it. We obviously do have the Imperial State Crown, which busts that tiara out of the water. But when it comes to like actual tiaras, the Stewart tiara definitely takes the cake out of there. Okay. Rit says, I love when tiaras are set in the beautiful updos of the royal ladies who have longer hair. Yes, and the Swedes are definitely known for being very creative with their tiara hair as well. So that is something to be excited about. Oh, sorry, I'm still looking for more pictures, guys. We have no close-up pictures. Okay, come on. Sorry, I'm just like as a photographer because I've been taking these pictures now, and I'm not the best, but I mean, I do have this guy. I'm learning how to use it more effectively, and I would be so consumed with making sure I got the best image of that tiara possible. So it's such a bummer that whoever was taking the pictures this evening, I honestly don't think was very good because we got a lot better stuff from Christopher Jackson last year. So just to give an example, state visit of South Africa. What we got last year, something obviously changed. And let's see if we can. So obviously we have the recent state visit to South Africa. We actually have had both the Dutch and I believe the Belgians have all visited South Africa recently. So I'm trying to see here if I can find the one from Great Britain, which I haven't quite. Okay, hold on. There we go. Ah. No, not that one. Sorry, I'm still looking to see if we can find just to show the differences in the quality of the pictures we got, I think, from last year. Which is, again, such a bummer in this situation in particular, because we do have something that we haven't seen in so long, which is that incredible Strathmore Rose tiara. So again, not that we haven't had those is a little bit disappointing. So here's one that we got of Catherine, and this one's still a little bit far away, but you can see just so much more detail, and she's moving, which is even more impressive, but you can see just so much more detail here of this tiara than you can in what we've gotten recently. So there we see Catherine, and you can see, again, a very good, I would say, level of clarity here for the picture. I think the clarity here is really, really good. And then you kind of compare it to what we got this year. Just not, it's further away too, but just definitely not good at all. Not good at all. And that's even more apparent when you look at this picture with Queen Camilla and King Charles. So it's a very similar to the one that we got today of the Queen wearing the tiara, but this time it's one taken by Christopher Jackson. And you can just see the difference in the clarity here between what I showed you earlier, hopefully, the Burmese Ruby, and what we have of this one. So again, I feel like this has been a bit of a downgrade from last year, which is very disappointing. I am not quite as excited. So what is Catherine wearing? So she is wearing the Strathmore Rose tiara, and then the embroidery of the dress matches the tiara, which I think is amazing. Mega says the gowns Catherine wore this year and last year are from the 2021-2022 Jenny Packham bridal edit. Today's gown embroidery was changed a bit. They're not very expensive, around $4,000 to $5,000, which is actually not bad for the dresses. And again, she needs to have a dress that's appropriate for this level event. And so Charlotte, American Woman, said she looked awesome though. She did. I just was hoping we'd see it better. St. Elmo says, I don't think we'll see this again until Charlotte is older, but maybe Kate doesn't like the large tiaras. She doesn't, but I think she pulls off we don't know for sure, but I think she does pull off actually the Queen Mary's Lover Snot very, very well. I don't really like the lotus flower one on her quite as much. And so I was really excited to see something change, but especially just something that's so historic, I feel like. And tiara is a festoon tiara. And Lily says, finally, some more tiaras fresh out of the vault. Yes. Oh, yes. So many tiaras fresh out of the vault. So Jessica asks, isn't Stuart Tiara not the tiara, just the Stuart diamond, owned officially by the Brits though? Technically, there has been a little bit of a backwards and forwards, but it belonged to, can't remember, it belonged to the Stuarts. And obviously some of the Stuarts went to the Netherlands, came back to the UK, and then went back to the Netherlands. And so somehow in that confusion, the Stuart diamond did end up in the Netherlands. But I don't think there's been any challenge by the Brits going, hey, we want this diamond back. They're perfectly happy to let the Dutch have it. Some Coca-Cola from a glass bottle because I feel like they're better. Okay. So Heather says, are there any good pictures of Catherine's hairstyle? Not really. Honestly, this has been very disappointing in terms of pictures, to be honest. So, okay, we got one that's kind of, not really though. Like they took the picture they already had and like blew, like, and cropped it. So it's just not really, I'm looking at a picture of Catherine. It's just really not that different from what we already have. So there's just really not a good picture. Even getting into the event, I've only seen one picture. So this is very, very different. That lotus flower tiara is kind of skippy, meh, just me. It is, I would say it is the Strathmore rose. Like the lotus flower is definitely a bit different and it has a bit more oomph, you could say, to it. But I would say in terms of historic significance, everybody's like, the Strathmore rose has been like one of the white whales of tiara watching. One of the first big white whales was a Stuart tiara. Hadn't been seen in like 40 years or something, but this one hasn't been seen in like 80 years. So that we're finally getting it is awesome. Bayou says, love the opera gloves. Let's bring those back into fashion. Pretty please. Yes, they are actually very cool. I will admit, I do like them. So Gleeful as says, interesting that Queen Camilla wore red and Princess of Wales white, both colors from the British and Korean flags. Yes, with the blue sashes. Yes. So the blue sashes are their royal orders. So the Royal Victorian Order. We don't, the little pins that they wear with the ribbon is Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth's order, but we don't know if whatchamacallit, when we will get Charles's. So somebody asks, are you happy with the tiara? Yes. Yes. Very excited. Very excited. So we missed the Duchess of Gloucester's with her emerald bandeau that hasn't been seen in 40 years. I think the tiara I saw in a picture didn't look like a new one. So, but I don't even know if we'll get a decent picture. That's part of the problem is there's no good pictures because the British are stingy, guys. They are very stingy. No offense to the Brits, but it's kind of true. Yeah, I don't have any pictures of the Duchess of Gloucester from this event. No pictures in like any images. It's very, very strange. Shady Rock, why do you keep leaving your cursor over Queen's face? That's rude. It's not really. It's just I forgot to put it there. Like, don't read anything into that. That's nothing to read into. Becky says, is there one picture of them on people that is a bit clearer and you can see the front of her hair better, but not the back? I would imagine since when it comes to these royal events, there's only one photographer there. So they are blowing up the picture that we've already seen. So it's somewhat okay, but it's definitely not like the level of detail that you could get on another event. So again, definitely would say the state visit from South Africa, we got just such a gorgeous, gorgeous picture of Catherine's tiara. And we've gotten a couple of really good high quality pictures of the tiara, but this event, unfortunately, is not it. Yeah, Shan says the banquet is live on Sky TV News, and you can see the tiara sparkling. Yes, oh yes, they do sparkle. Quick search revealed this year marks the 100th year since the Strathmore Rose was gifted to the Queen Mother. That is pretty cool. That is cool. That's what I love tiara's history. The Queen Margrethe of Denmark was so right. It's not about the carrots. It's about the centuries. And this tiara definitely fulfills that so much. So Margaret says the lotus flower has a lot of significance in Asian cultures, so maybe that's why she wore it. So this is not actually the lotus, this is the Strathmore rose. So a little bit different, somewhat similar, but still different. Angela says, I love wearing silk gloves when I played dress up as a kid. I wore a neon orange pair with a matching purse when I went shopping with my mom. That's adorable. That is truly adorable. So Missy Me says, hello, Geeful. The BRF have a history of wearing colors representing the country they're hosting or visiting. It's very thoughtful and respectful to those countries. Hope that helps. Yes, they generally do, always representing. Again, a lot of royalty is about diplomatic dressing. So KNC says, oh my goodness, Blackpink is at the state dinner. Yes, they are. They are totally 100% there. And so are some members of BTS. So that is Blackpink is a girls band. BTS is a boys band. I do have 2 songs from Blackpink, but I just didn't like the songs. So Joyce says it's blurry. Brittany, where does the picture go? If you're looking at the picture I posted, I did pull them down. I don't have any more pictures up. But if you're seeing me as blurry, it might be either my connection or your connection. You just never know. We also have a Bayou says, did you see the slight PDA between the Prince and Princess of Wales at Buckingham Palace? So natural. It really shows how they are behind the scenes. Yes, yes, yes. So we have Carol just turning in. Can you go back to the pictures you do have, please? Yes. So let's pull these up here. Oops. So this is the tiara, or not tiara. This is the picture that we have from Getty Images. And so Getty Images, again, usually there's only one photographer that is allowed to come in for these state visits for the Brits. And so pretty much you have this, whoever is taking these pictures and nobody else. So you can see definitely some good detail on her dress here. Definitely see that is the Queen's order, the family order. That is Her Majesty. Everybody's waiting for Charles and to see what ribbon he will have. This is her Royal Victorian order right here. Usually, sometimes, depending on the country visiting, she may get the order from that country. And so here is sort of the picture that everybody is getting. Again, the detail here isn't super crisp. I know some people are saying, oh, it looks better somewhere. It's still not the greatest quality of the image. And there are sort of far away. I can look and see if some other outlets have it. But again, the Brits usually have like 1 or 2 photographers there. This is not like a massive photo call like it would be in other royal families. So the Brits generally keep it very small number, especially within the state visits and everything. So it's a little bit disappointing. Jana says, I know you feel the Brits don't do enough tiara events. The Europeans do way too many, which cheapens the tiaras. This live stream was about the Brits, but you have to make it about the others. Well, I mean, you naturally compare one and the other. That's kind of the thing. And I would say, I don't think it cheapens it because I want to see more of them. And it is interesting just to compare because we do get different families that do different things with the tiaras. And I think that's very fun to compare. And it's really exciting, I think, when we get more and different things. So that's why we bring them up too. So yeah, and there's just not as much, unfortunately, in this situation, there's almost not as much to talk about because we did not getting that much in terms of, I look through Twitter again and see if I can find some more things here. But unfortunately, because of how the Brits run their events, you just don't get that much. So you kind of are based, we're stuck with, a handful of pictures rather than hopefully more, which would be super nice. So yeah, I'm just not seeing, although I actually do like, I will say I do like the original. I understand maybe why she's going to do it, but I actually do like the original Jenny Packham version of her dress a bit better. So apparently it might be sort of a custom design, but here is an original someone found. And I actually do like this design a bit better. I actually do like that. I think that's really pretty. It is a V neckline, so I understand why that might have been a bit complicated, but I actually like that a bit better than her dress if I was going to compare the two, because it has a little bit more, but that's just me. So let's see if we got any other pictures here that we can look at and see if there is anything better. And somebody asked about Blackpink. So in case you wanna look, there's Blackpink, y'all. There's Blackpink. I think that is pretty cool though. I know one of them is connected with, I believe, Dior. So, oops. Rich says, this tiara looks stunning on Catherine, and I like her simple hairstyle that showcases it. Yes, I think it needs a more delicate hairstyle. So something super like an updo, I don't think would have worked quite as well. I think that tiara does do better with hair down. Lily says, the more tiaras, the better. I love that you talk about all of them right across Europe, even the ones from the now defunct royals are certainly worth highlighting. They're gorgeous pieces of art. They are. And I feel like especially the older ones are particularly beautiful. I think the art of tiara making has been somewhat lost, because sometimes I see the new things they come out with and I'm like, that doesn't look all that good. And so I think there is an art form to it. And it's art that's just not utilized much because people don't really wear tiaras much anymore, except for the royals. Because this used to be something more when you had big banquets and all these sorts of people were attending. So Nobel asked, what is she wearing? So Catherine is wearing Jenny Packham. And so that is one of her favorite designers, one of her kind of go-tos for official events. So that is the dress that she is wearing right there. And then we can see the tiara. This is an even worse quality image. So we'll just keep going. And then you can see a little bit here of the event itself. And then we have Queen Camilla too. So I was just looking and seeing at that. So hopefully maybe I will search through and see if I can find some more images, but this seems to be the only image we're getting. So it looks like it was only a series of 3 short images, and that's kind of all we got. So just keep with, and we have one. So actually, yeah, I don't think we've seen this tiara much. This is an emerald tiara bandeau that the Duchess of Gloucester is wearing. So I feel like that one is one we definitely haven't seen. Somebody says we haven't seen that one in 40 years. And I definitely don't recognize that at all. I was thinking it was a different one that I can't think of the name of off the top of my head. So yeah, pretty incredible. KNC says Blackpink are brand ambassadors for all the brands Meghan Markle would die for: Chanel, Dior, Tiffany's, and more and more. That is so true. That is so true. Yes. So what tiara and necklace is Queen Camilla wearing? So the tiara is the Burmese ruby tiara. And I'm not sure exactly the name of the necklace, but I'm sure it's a ruby. It might be part of that same collection. So there we do have the ruby necklace here and the Burmese ruby tiara. And you actually can see Anne in the back corner right there. There's Anne arriving too. And then we have Sophie as well with her necklace, her aquamarine necklace tiara. And it looks like she is wearing a necklace as well. So we have a aquamarine, like a necklace. And this tiara can be converted into a necklace as well. So tiaras, what's fun about them sometimes is they have a lot of different options in terms of how you can use them. So sorry, guys. I just keep searching through to see if we have some images we may have missed to discuss. Obviously, as well, we have the Queen Mother in the 1930s wearing that tiara low across her forehead, which was sort of a trend at the time. So it is a very stunning piece. And again, we've heard that before. One of the things I've heard, one of the excuses I've heard is why we haven't seen it is that the tiara is so delicate that it can't be worn. So they obviously maybe did actually have to shore up and strengthen it in order for Catherine to wear it. That's entirely possible. Nobel says she looks lovely. I love the dress. What tiara is she wearing? And what did you think of her red outfit from earlier? So I did like the red outfit she wore earlier. I liked it quite a lot. And the tiara she's wearing is the Strathmore Rose. It was one given to Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, in the 1920s. And I believe she only has ever worn this tiara in official portraits. It's never been worn to an event as far as I can recall. And it basically disappeared in like the 1930s, and we hadn't seen it. It would show up sometimes in official photographs. So they would allow people to photograph different aspects of the British collection. And I believe it was on display at one point as well. But since then, we just haven't seen it much at all. Janice Young said, did only senior royals receive the Queen's Order? Please tell me Harry didn't receive one. I actually don't think he did. I don't think he did. And it wouldn't, he definitely didn't get part of the Royal Victorian Order, but I just don't think he even got, because Catherine had to wait 10 years to get her Royal Family Order. So Heather said Meghan is missing out. She is. She is. She wants us to think she's not, but she is, because the wearing a tiara that hasn't been seen in 100 years is so much more impressive than clapping your hands at a Canucks game. Just putting that out there. Just putting that out there. Yeah, Jan says, I like Catherine's gown. The other one is a bit too busy. I almost think Catherine's gown gets a little boring, especially the sleeves are lovely. I would have liked maybe a belt or something to continue the motif, because then it kind of gets lost. Okay. So Fran says, you haven't spoken about Sophie. I have actually a couple of times. Do you see which one she had on? Clue to last person to wear is American. So it is the aquamarine necklace is, I believe, the one that she is wearing. So that is what we have. So let's see. Mag says, I don't know Blackpink, but those 4 dresses are fantastic. Yes, so they are a South Korean musical group, a group of ladies, and they are a very popular group. For some reason, like South Korean music is like huge. And so that is what, that is why they're there at this event. Oftentimes they do, not always, because I don't think there were any Americans invited, like American actors invited to the last state visit. But of course they wouldn't have gone because it was Donald Trump. But I don't remember them being asked. And obviously they asked people who have connections to that country. And obviously Blackpink is huge. And it might have been a request by the South Korean government, because most likely more people in South Korea are going to watch it if Blackpink is there than if the president is there. Just saying. Abua's Lifestyle says, I think the Princess of Wales dress is perfect, just like it is. Yes. So what exhibitions on table were they looking at? So that's part of the royal collection. And so what they do generally when they have foreign royal visitors is that they bring out all of the items within, well, not all of them, but some of the items within the collection which are connected to that country. So it shows sort of the history of those relationships. That's what it does. And so, yeah. We have Lucy. Hi, hello, Brittany, hailing from Las Vegas, Nevada. Sorry I'm late, but I'm glad I caught this. I'm so glad you caught it too. So Kim says, could you please use even shortened versions of our family's titles? It's not Catherine and Sophie. They are princesses and duchesses. It's so disrespectful. Thank you. I like just using the colloquial because it's easier for people to understand. And it's honestly sometimes as well just great to share what the titles are. Just saying Duchess Sophie, not everybody knows who exactly that is. There's a couple of Sophies. And so it's just better just to say what their titles are. And I think it's sometimes easier just to say Kate because that's who people recognize. It's just one of those things that's been around. So it's not disrespectful at all. It's just, I think, just easier way to talk about people. So Seneca's groupie says, I saw that the royal family had opened their attic vault and I thought you were getting excited. I am getting excited. I am very excited. I'm very excited. I think it's so fun. And I'm so excited to see new things. And I want to see more things from the vault. Cindy says, Catherine is stunning, but I think she stepped down a bit for Queen Camilla to shine. So gorgeous and red in the rubies. I think so too, actually. I think Catherine looked stunning, but I think actually Camilla was more the standout here. I really did think the red looked fabulous on her. And I think the rubies did really, really well too. And so I think it was a great look from her as well. So I think we got most of it. I don't see anything new, guys, coming up. And so I think we'll probably go ahead and wrap this up here. I was hoping maybe if we waited a little bit longer, we might get some more pictures. And so it does say here, for those asking about the ruby necklace and earrings, it says they are the Queen Elizabeth's ruby and diamond set. So not super exciting name. We got some fun. Sorry. I don't want to hear the volume here, but we actually do have King Charles here. We can't see any of the other royals, but we do have King Charles guy. Oh, you can see it. Good. Okay. King Charles hanging out with Blackpink. I love it. I love it. We don't usually get videos like these, so this is actually a bit of a surprise. So that is super exciting. Glad we got something like that. So these are from a different photography agency. These aren't really all that great either. Can we see this one? We can see Ruby a little bit better here. So always super exciting. There is the Queen Elizabeth in that same tiara. Okay, guys, I think we will probably go ahead and wrap this up. And so, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you really, really enjoyed it. Let's see if we have any last minute questions here. Luis says Blackpink fans going crazy over them being at the banquet on Twitter. Yes. And again, that's part of the reason they invited them, probably was to get the Blackpink audience to check out the event. I mean, hey, it's a way to do it. Lucy says, what is this piece that Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, is wearing there? It is the Strathmore Rose, which Catherine is wearing. See, Glass says, unfortunately, it's Britney's way or the highway. I don't think unfortunately, but it is my channel, so I get to use the terminology that I want to. That's sort of the fun. If you want to do something else, then you are allowed to do that. But I'm going to do things the way I want to do them because it's my channel. All right. So Beth says, I love your coverage, Brittany. You are never disrespectful. Why, thank you. All right, guys. I think we will go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys had a fun time. It was so great to see these new tiaras, and hopefully we'll probably do another one of these for the Swedish Nobels, because I do love that event, and that event is really one where, like, what are people wearing? Because you don't know. There's so many different options. And unfortunately, there is no Madeline this year. So for those of you who like Princess Madeline like I do, unfortunately, there's no Madeline. But I think it's a wonderful, fun event. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.